Okay guys, here we are again together. So today, as you see, I'm tackling the job of changing the power steering fluid in this car that is a Mercedes C-Series with the diesel OM651. So you remove the plastic cover on the upper part of the engine, and then you find here the reservoir for the power steering. You remove a cap, and then, as you see, I'm changing completely the liquid, the oil, and my proposal is to purge the system. So I'm not going to pick up the major part of the oil from the reservoir using a Turkish syringe or something like that. I'm going to approach the thing in a different way. So as you see on the reservoir, you have two different pipes. This one, the metal pipe, is the high pressure line moving from the reservoir to the rack, the steering rack. Don't touch anything, so you do not want to mess with the high pressure line. You simply are going to remove this second line. This is the attachment, that is the low pressure line, is the oil arriving from the steering rack back to the reservoir. So remove this pipe, put a cap, okay, if not all the oil is spilling out, okay, in your engine bay, and then put another pipe on this line, moving as you see in a container, okay. So you simply put the oil here. Let me do together now. So, and let's have a look here. We have two different steering oil, power steering oil. This is the Phoebe 08972. This is the old type. As you see, the specification is MB236.3. This is not synthetic and is useful for the older models. For example, if you have a W210 chassis or something older, we are in the middle of the 90s or 80s. Okay, if you have something more recent, starting from W211 chassis and something and sooner, consider to use the fully synthetic product, and the product is this one, is the Phoebe 21647, and the Mercedes specific is, as you see here, is the MB345.0. However, check for your specific model, but usually you have two different types of power steering oil: synthetic, non-synthetic. This is for the older cars, more than 15 or 20 years old. However, as I told you before, you put this stuff in the reservoir. Okay, let's try to do it together without a mess. Okay, so you simply top the reservoir. Here we are. Then what I suggest, if you have a jack like mine, you can consider to use the front support bar for the engine to be able to raise the front of the car. If not, use simply a piece of cardboard below the wheel, so it will be more easier to steer the car from one side to the other one. And keep in mind, if you prefer, you can turn on the engine, but in this case it will be extremely fast, the discharging of the reservoir. So you need something topping up all the time, just to avoid that you put air in the system. If you are alone, I suggest you do as I'm going to do now. So without turning on the engine, you simply turn your steering wheel from side to side And in this way you are pulling the new fresh oil all through the system, and then it's moving out, as you see. Let's have a look together. You need to do this activity. Here we are. We're going to put out the old black stuff, okay, and you're going to purge all the system. So fill up the reservoir, check that you are not putting any air in the system, and repeat completely the process a certain amount of time till you finally get a reasonably clean oil from the system. Probably you need a pair of liters of product. So see you soon. This is the procedure that I suggested to purging your steering system. Bye, have fun.